Okay, I really like these WD-40 cans. Some of these have like the metal braided hose that you can angle and position the way you want. The problem is once you run out, I don't want to keep buying these more expensive cans. So what I do is I'll buy the cheaper cans of whatever I want and I'll pop these heads on. Now it doesn't work if you just pop it right on. What'll happen is the plunger on these are a little shorter than these, so as soon as you pop it on, it'll start spraying and you'll have no control. So all you have to do is take either X-Acto knife or a good pair of scissors, just snip off less than 1/4 of an inch off the top of that, not 1/4 of an inch, just a very tiny bit off the end. And you know, just test, just check the height, hold the two cans against each other and just see how high it is, and they'll give you an idea of how much you need to cut off. Cut that bit off and then snap it on, and then you have a WD-40 head on whatever can you want to use it on, and you can spray whatever you want. Okay, it's really cold out, so I'm going to quickly go over the things I've done so far to the car. It's not a lot, but it's a couple of little things that make a difference. So let's go over it real quick. Okay, so first thing that I did, you'll appreciate, is if you look at that, don't have to hold the hood up anymore. So that was nice. Show you real quick how I put those in, but it's pretty straightforward. Do a little quick comparison of the old versus the new ones. You know, the original OEM versus the new aftermarket ones. Looks like the shaft's just a little bit thinner, as expected. I put some LED headlights in. The LED actually fit pretty nicely in there. Ballast is over there. I zip tied it to the, I'm gonna 3D print a harness clip that'll actually clip properly to it. I just have them pushed into the pin connector on here for now. You guys can get an idea. I mean, if you don't have LEDs, you can get an idea of what it looks like compared to your car. So here's the here's what it looks like. These are the new LEDs. So, don't know if this helps. I don't know if you remember what your lights look like, or you can kind of compare. It's definitely brighter. Makes a little bit of a difference. Not a little bit more than a little bit. It's like probably twice as bright. So I would recommend doing it. Let me show you what LEDs I went with. These are the LEDs I decided to put in. So they actually look pretty good. I'm impressed. I'm gonna build a little housing or 3D print a cover that goes over there that allows the actual fan to breathe. So it'll be able to circulate air, but it'll fit into here nicely. So you'll be able to just slip it onto this somehow and then lock this into place and still have it breathe but still be watertight, or somewhat watertight, kind of like this. Keep an eye out for that. I'm definitely planning on doing something like that. And then the connector for this, because right now, like I said, these are just pushed into the pins. The pins on the harness are just pushed into the connector for this, but moving forward I'm going to make that a watertight connection too, kind of like every other connection on this car. I removed the AHC pump, so I'm probably going to put that on eBay or something for sale. I took out the K&N filter because I'm not trying to wash down that filter, so I just put in the factory filter. I should probably take that K&N sticker off now. I was having the battery die after 1 or 2 days. The battery kept dying on me. So I thought it was a parasitic draw because I just replaced the battery, but it turned out to be a bad battery. And when I replaced the battery, now you know, I can go a week and a half before my battery goes low. I mean, my girlfriend's car is brand new, and after a week her battery dies. So, you know, that's a nice to know that it wasn't a parasitic draw in the system, because those are really hard to pinpoint. Trying to find a parasitic draw is difficult to do. So the battery size that I got is actually a 24F. I know 27F is what you're supposed to get, but 24 actually fits. I just have to get a little bit of a custom mount here. So, and that's only because that's all Walmart had at the time. And it's actually working perfectly fine. Walmart's got a pretty good warranty on their batteries. I think this one's got a 5-year warranty. So even if it does go bad, I can just keep replacing it. But so far it's lasted pretty well. Haven't had a problem with it since I put it in. Those T's have been holding up nicely. Haven't had a problem with those. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bleed the brakes again and potentially go through the braking system one more time. Also, I need to put a new AC condenser coil, which I'll be putting in, and removing this AHC solenoid valves on all the corners. Just gonna talk about some tools that I got real quick that might help you guys out. Harbor Freight obviously sells, I'm sure everybody's aware of Harbor Freight, but they sell sockets and all kinds of hand tools that they have a lifetime warranty on. So this case I got from Home Depot for $10. Bought a bunch of them actually. And then this light I got on Amazon for $40. DeWalt light. Pretty decent. A lot of light output. Keep all the sockets in here for now. I mean, it's kind of a pain because I don't know what size is what. So trying to pick it out of here, I'm just, you know, pulling socket after socket out, trying to figure out the size. But I will figure out how to organize this. I know those socket organizers go for like $25 each, which is excessive considering you only pay $20 or $24 for the socket set itself. Kind of ridiculous to pay that much just for organizing it. But anyway, sockets that help take out strip nuts. They got kind of a chamfer on the edge of them. And then these are short wells, deep wells, regular deep wells. These are impact duty, and these are impact duty too. This is 3/8 inch, and these are 1/2 inch. And then some sanding discs here, some extensions and stuff in there. Anyway, let me show you some other tools that I got. Okay, so I went on a little bit of a Milwaukee kick and bought a whole bunch of tools. Got 1/4 inch impact. Got a drill here. Got this angle grinder, all fuel. And then this Sawzall. And the blade's still on it, nice. All brand new, I haven't used them yet. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to mount this so it's neater in here. And I've seen them use that foam insert stuff, so maybe I'll do something like that. So this is the mechanical stuff that I have. So I bought a 3/8 inch ratchet. I know they have the extended handle one, but that's significantly more expensive than this. I've used this maybe once and it didn't work, like it didn't have enough power to actually take anything off. Couldn't even use it to break anything loose because of the space restriction. This is the stubby, and I got a 3 amp hour, a 4 amp hour, and then a 2. But this stubby, I was able to rotate my tires using this guy, and I used, I believe, the 3 amp hour, and I didn't even have one bar down on the battery indicator. I didn't even use one of the lights, so it was still almost fully charged after rotating all 4 tires, and that's removing and reinstalling all the bolts, all the lugs. And then I also got this 1/2 inch, which I tried to use the stubby at its highest settings. This has, I mean, you can look this up on YouTube. There's a million videos about this, but it's got 3 settings. I had it on 3, and I had this on its highest settings too. And I wasn't able, and the settings for this is adjustable there at the base. And I wasn't able to remove the bolt that holds on the, this is for an RSX starter motor bolt. It was actually not cross-threaded, but it was kind of, the bolt was seized on, so a part of the block kind of seized onto the bolt, and it was really difficult to get off. And this could have probably taken it off if I didn't have the universal socket on it, but I needed the universal. That's the only way I was able to get this, this to actually in there and connect to it. I had to use a universal, no other way, which is kind of the downside of using these, because sometimes you just don't have the space to use them, and in those situations, if you switch to universal or anything, your amount of impact ability goes down drastically. So if you have, it says what, 1,600 foot-pounds of torque or something crazy, and this is 250 foot-pounds of torque. If you put a universal on it, you're cutting that down to like 100 foot-pounds on this. So it definitely has a big impact on, pun intended, on the effectiveness of the hammer on these guys. So anyway, I'm gonna start using these more often, and I'll let you guys know if it actually is worth buying. I paid $140 for this guy. This I got at a Home Depot sale online. It was $219 for the 4 amp hour. This wasn't included, but the 4 amp hour, the charger, the stubby, a 1/2 inch stubby, and this 2 amp hour battery in the case, and it all came for $219, which is a pretty good deal. So if that deal's still going on, I would suggest getting one. If not, I would hold off and wait for that deal to come back, because it comes back every now and then. These Tecton wrenches, they have a flexible head here, but the nice thing about these are that they're 6-point on the box end. It's a 6-point, not a 12. All the ones that I've seen are 12-point. So Tecton apparently is like the only one that makes a 6-point. But I've gotten a chance to use only one of these, and it held up pretty well. So I can't say I'm sold on these yet. I still have to put them through the paces, but from everything I've heard about them and all the reviews I've read, these are great. These go from 8mm all the way up to 19mm. One of the next videos I'm going to do is replacing this latch for the rear door. As you can see, it's broken there, so I gotta get a new one. And all the ones that I've seen don't show the actual handle, like the handle itself. They just show the latch mechanism. So I gotta figure out what I need to do about that. And then this reversing camera kind of corroded off and is a piece of crap, so I'm gonna take that off and replace that as well with a nicer one. Okay, another video I'm gonna be doing is the Lexus badge fell off. So I got a new badge, straight factory Lexus badge. They're actually pretty expensive. It's like $50, but I got a good deal on eBay for like $30 for one. The VA badge I still have, but if you look at the LX470, see how it's peeling off in the corners there? So it's a chrome plated plastic, and the chrome plating is pretty thin, so it's starting to peel off and corrode in the corners. As soon as moisture gets in there, it starts corroding it away. So that's what the green is. The green's all just a corrosion, so can't really do much about it. I know they have like chrome spray paint, but that's just gonna wear off in a few months or so and isn't going to look right. So just have to, you know, spend the money and put the right, and just replace the emblems. And then the other thing is this rear wiper. I talked about it in the other video. So I just popped the cap off, and if you look, there's a decent amount of corrosion there. So that's supposed to be a 10 millimeter, but it's really corroded. So I got to get a new nut, got to clean off all of that, and then I want to paint this black, and then I have a new silicone wiper that's going to go on this. And actually, I think I have it in the trunk here. Let me show you guys in case you're wondering what size wiper it is. It's a 17 inch. So I'd recommend a Michelin 17 inch silicone wiper. That'll last pretty much the life of the rest of the life of this car. I didn't tell you guys this, but this car got sideswiped right here. I took the trim, piece of rubber trim that was on here off, but I don't know if you guys can see that, but definitely got sideswiped there. Yeah, you can see it right here. You can see that dent. Some idiot just sideswiped it, didn't leave a note or anything. So I think if I get in from the inside, I remember when I was doing the sound deadening, I can go in, if I remove the sub, I can get in from back there and try to massage that back out. But you know, that's paintless dent repair, PDR, whatever they call it. It's kind of an art form, so I'll try my hand at it, but I'm not expecting it to look amazing. I forgot to mention these lights have started yellowing. This driver's side light is actually, since I put it in, it's been fogging up on the inside of the lens, meaning it's got a leak. And this passenger side also hasn't been fogging up at all, but it's starting to yellow. So the sun definitely affects these two. So if you have like a UV protecting you can put on them to keep them from turning yellow, I would recommend doing that immediately because they yellow pretty quickly. Kind of like the fog lights, which I need to clean up and fix. So anyway, thanks for watching.